So, come on, girls. How can I spice things up in the bedroom?
This is actually happening? Gabrielle Solis is asking us for sex tips?
One actress traded Hollywood for Europe and never looked back. Another turned a cancer diagnosis into federal policy. And the lawsuit that wouldn't die changed how TV shows actually get made. 20 years after Desperate Housewives premiered, the real drama was just beginning. Desperate Housewives premiered October 3rd, 2004, and instantly became a cultural phenomenon. For 8 seasons, we watched Susan, LYNETTE, BREE, and Gabrielle navigate affairs, tornadoes, and every soap opera twist you could imagine on a single suburban street. But this wasn't just another primetime drama. The show launched at a time when female-driven ensemble casts were rare on network TV. It made stars out of actors who had been written off by Hollywood. It proved that soapy comedy dramas could dominate ratings and win Emmys.
At Desperate Housewives, we are an ensemble, a team, and a family.
God, you guys can really act.
The show ended in 2012, but the cast didn't just fade away like most TV ensembles do. Some became more powerful than they ever were on the show. Others faced scandals that made Wisteria Lane look tame, and a few completely reinvented what it means to be a celebrity in the first place.
Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel.
And drop a comment letting us know where you're watching from.
Mom, why would someone kill themselves?
Well, sometimes people are so unhappy they think that's the only way they can solve their problems.
Teri Hatcher was already famous before Desperate Housewives. She played Lois Lane in the 90s show Lois and Clark and had that iconic Seinfeld episode where she's the girlfriend whose chest everyone's debating. But by the early 2000s, her career had cooled off. Hollywood does that to women over 40. Then Susan Mayer happened. Teri won a Golden Globe in 2005, and suddenly she was back on top. She told Entertainment Weekly that her audition was one of the best of her career. She knew immediately she had nailed it. After the show ended, Teri's path has been different from the other housewives. She didn't go the big prestige drama route or the blockbuster movie route. Instead, she's built this really diverse career across voice acting, TV movies, and genre projects. She voiced both the mother and the creepy other mother in the animated film Coraline. She appeared on Smallville as Lois Lane's mom, which is pretty perfect. She had a recurring role on Supergirl as a villain, and she's done a ton of Hallmark-style movies that keep her working consistently. Here's something most people don't know. Teri moved into voice acting in a big way. She's the lead in an Apple TV show called One Law, where she voices an AI mother figure. The show runs across 2024 and 2025, and it's a core role, not just a guest spot. What's interesting about Teri's career is that she never tried to replicate Susan. She's not chasing another network hit or waiting for the perfect movie role. She's built a portfolio approach. Animation 1 month, a TV movie the next, maybe a reality cooking show appearance after that. And there's a recent story that shows how the show still matters. James Denton, who played her husband Mike on the show, said his college-age daughter's friends discovered Desperate Housewives on streaming and were obsessed. That second wave discovery is happening now, which means these actors are getting recognized by a whole new generation.
I'm just here to say I am sorry, and I have been a complete idiot.
Felicity Huffman won an Emmy playing Lynette Scavo, the overwhelmed mom who gave up her career to raise 4 kids and spent 8 seasons trying to hold everything together. It was the role of her career until everything fell apart. Before Desperate Housewives, Felicity was known for Aaron Sorkin's Sports Night. She'd done great work in indie films and earned an Oscar nomination for Transamerica in 2005, playing a transgender woman. She and her husband, William H. Macy, were the kind of respected actor couple who did serious work. Then came Operation Varsity Blues. In 2019, Felicity was arrested for paying someone to correct her daughter's SAT answers. She pleaded guilty. She served 11 days in prison, and her career stopped cold. But here's what most people don't know about what happened next. Felicity was required to do community service at a nonprofit called A New Way of Life, which helps formerly incarcerated women re-enter society. She could have just shown up, done her hours at a desk, and left. She didn't do that. Staff members said she rejected desk work and instead organized donation drives, taught exercise classes, and stayed after her required hours were done. Then she joined their board of directors. That's not a celebrity photo op. That's actual governance work that requires showing up to meetings and making decisions about how the organization runs. In her own words, Felicity said her old life died. She talked about how hard it was to find work afterward, how people in the industry stopped returning her calls. But slowly, she's coming back. She appeared in The Good Doctor and now has a recurring role on Criminal Minds Evolution as Dr. Jill Gideon, a character connected to one of the show's legacy figures. Her husband, William H. Macy, has been vocal about promoting her return, basically acting as reputational support. It's a cautious, carefully managed comeback. No big press tours, no splashy magazine covers, just quiet, quality work and prestige shows that let her rebuild trust.
Stop. I don't have it.
What did you call this?
Bruce is looking for,
Marcia Cross played Bree Van de Kamp, the perfectionist housewife whose life was always falling apart behind the perfect image. She earned multiple Emmy and Golden Globe nominations for the role. Before Desperate Housewives, Marcia was Dr. Kimberly Shaw on Melrose Place, one of the most iconic soap villains of the 90s. She's classically trained, graduated from Juilliard, and always brought this intense precision to every role. But what happened after Desperate Housewives is where her story gets really powerful. In 2018, Marcia revealed she had anal cancer caused by HPV. She could have kept it private. Most celebrities would have. Instead, she went public and used her platform to fight the stigma around HPV-related cancers. Here's what most people miss. Marcia didn't just do a few interviews and move on. She co-founded the HPV Cancers Alliance, an actual advocacy organization that operates at the policy level. She and co-founder Lillian Kreppel took their case to Capitol Hill. They've supported reintroduction of the Prevent HPV Cancers Act. They've spoken at international oncology conferences in Europe. This isn't celebrity spokesperson work where you show up, smile, and read from a teleprompter. Marcia is in the weeds of public health advocacy. She's meeting with physicians, doing survivorship panels, pushing messaging to doctors about destigmatizing anal cancer, specifically because awareness has actually been declining. Even for cervical cancers linked to HPV, she's still acting. She was on Quantico, had a role on You, and appeared in the show Monarch. But her real power now comes from this completely different arena. She took a primetime TV career and converted it into institutional leverage in the medical and policy world. A network TV star built an evidence-based advocacy organization that now meaningfully participates in shaping the conversation around one of the most preventable families of cancers. That's not a typical post-TV show trajectory. That's choosing purpose over fame.
May I help you?
Yeah, I just want to get that little red scarf I saw in the window. Then I'll be on my way.
Eva Longoria played Gabrielle Solis, the former model trapped in a lonely marriage who had that scandalous affair with the gardener in season 1. It was her breakout role. She went from a soap opera actor on The Young and the Restless to a global star practically overnight. When Eva auditioned, she told Mark Cherry she didn't even read the full script, just her part. He knew right then she was Gabrielle because that's the most selfish thing she could have said. Perfect for the character. After the show, Eva did what most TV stars do at first. Movies like Harsh Times, The Sentinel, Overboard, Dora, and The Lost City of Gold. She even appeared on season 4 of Only Murders in the Building playing herself. But here's where Eva's story becomes completely different from everyone else. She didn't just continue her acting career. She moved her entire life out of the United States. She relocated to Spain and Mexico, and she's been very clear that Los Angeles is a closed chapter for her. And this isn't a retirement move. Eva launched Hyphenate Media Group and created a CNN franchise called Searching for Spain. The show premiered in 2025, and it's not just a travel show. It's personal genealogy, culinary anthropology, and place branding all in one. The series tours Catalonia, the Basque Country, Galicia, Asturias, and Marbella, where Eva now lives. And here's the detail most people miss. The show gives viewers a look inside her actual Spanish home. She's not visiting Spain as an American celebrity. She lives there. She's hosting from her home. Eva has basically inverted the normal Hollywood model. Instead of staying in LA and making content about the world, she moved to Europe and is using CNN's global reach to normalize a Spanish-Mexican life for an American A-lister. She's also a director now. She directed Flamin' Hot for Hulu in 2023, about the invention of Flamin' Hot Cheetos. She's producing shows. She's running a media company. She's not waiting for Hollywood to give her roles. She's building her own empire from a different continent entirely.
Hi, I'm the whore that lives down the street. Could I borrow a couple condoms?
Nicollette Sheridan played EDIE Britt, the real estate agent who stirred up trouble for 5 seasons before her character was killed off. And that's where things got messy. Nicollette sued creator Mark Cherry and ABC, claiming Cherry hit her on set and then her character in retaliation when she reported it. The case went to trial and the jury deadlocked 8-4 in her favor. 8 jurors believed her, but it wasn't enough for a verdict. The case dragged on for years with appeals and retrials. Eventually, the damages were narrowed and the case fizzled out legally. But here's what matters. The lawsuit created a public record of how creative decisions get made on TV shows. Executive testimony revealed that the decision to kill EDIE was approved before the alleged incident, but the proceedings forced a rare courtroom examination of whether creative discretion can be used as a shield when HR claims are involved. The case didn't end with a clear winner, but it created a legal paper trail that industry lawyers and showrunners still reference when navigating the line between creative decisions and wrongful termination claims. That impact outlasted the show itself.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, you live in an apartment, take it down a notch. No kids beyond this point.
Vanessa Williams joined Desperate Housewives in Season 7 as Renee Perry, bringing her massive star power to Wisteria Lane. Before the show, Vanessa was already a legend. She was the first Black woman to win Miss America in 1984. She became a singer with 11 Grammy nominations and hit songs everyone knows. She's a Broadway star who earned a Tony nomination playing the witch in Into the Woods. On TV, she was iconic as Wilhelmina Slater on Ugly Betty, earning 3 Emmy nominations for playing one of the most deliciously evil bosses on television. After Desperate Housewives, Vanessa has stayed incredibly busy. She starred in multiple TV shows and continued her music career, but one of her recent big moves was taking on the role of Miranda Priestley in the West End production of The Devil Wears Prada musical. She's playing the Meryl Streep role from the movie on stage in London. That's the kind of role that requires serious vocal and acting chops, and it shows that Vanessa is still operating at the highest level of multiple entertainment industries. She's one of those rare performers who can move between music, Broadway, TV, and film without losing credibility in any space.
I was hoping I could help you. I'm a handyman. Just moved into town looking for work.
Oh, sorry, I don't have anything that needs fixing.
Brenda Strong was the voice of Desperate Housewives. Literally, she played Mary Alice Young, the housewife who commits in the pilot and then narrates the entire series from beyond the grave. You almost never saw her, but you heard her every episode. And she earned 2 Emmy nominations for that voiceover work, which is rare because it's so easy to overlook voice performance. Before the show, Brenda had memorable recurring roles on Seinfeld and Sports Night. After the show, she kept working consistently in TV. She was Anne Ewing in the Dallas reboot. She had roles on Fear the Walking Dead, Supergirl, and 13 Reasons Why. Those are all big shows with serious fan bases, and Brenda brought her signature intensity to each one. What's interesting about Brenda is that she's a former Miss Arizona who built a career not on her looks, but on her ability to disappear into character work. She's the kind of actor who shows up, does excellent work, and doesn't need the spotlight. She's been married twice. Her second husband is director John Farmanesh Baca, and she continues to work steadily in an industry that often forgets women over 50 exist. James Denton played Mike Delfino, the plumber who married Susan twice and became one of the show's most beloved characters. After Desperate Housewives, James made a really interesting choice. He moved his family from Los Angeles to Minnesota. He wanted his kids to have a more normal life away from Hollywood, but he didn't stop working. He became a Hallmark Channel star, appearing in Good Witch and a string of Christmas movies. He even competed on the French version of Dancing with the Stars before an injury forced him out. His daughter's college friends recently discovered Desperate Housewives on streaming, which shows how the show is finding new life with younger audiences. Doug Savant played Tom Scavo, Lynette's husband who could never quite keep up with his own family. Before Desperate Housewives, Doug was on Melrose Place playing Matt Fielding, one of the first openly gay lead characters on mainstream TV. That was groundbreaking in the 90s. After Housewives, Doug kept working steadily. He appeared on Criminal Minds, The X-Files revival, and most recently, The Cleaning Lady. He's been married twice. His second wife is Laura Layton, his Melrose Place co-star. They've been together since 1998 and have 2 kids. He's the definition of a reliable character actor who keeps showing up and doing solid work. RICARDO CHAVIRA played Carlos Solis, Gabrielle's husband who went from ruthless businessman to blind and struggling, and eventually back to stable. After the show, RICARDO appeared on Jane the Virgin and Scandal, where he played a governor who becomes president-elect before getting assassinated. He was also on Santa Clarita Diet and played Selena's father in Selena, the series on Netflix. RICARDO is from Texas and has consistently chosen roles that reflect Latino stories and experiences. He's been married to Marcia Dietzel since 2007, and they have 2 kids together. He's built a steady career playing authority figures and complex family men. Kyle MacLachlan played BREE's second husband, Orson Hodge. He's best known for Twin Peaks and working with David Lynch. Recently, he appeared in the Fallout series on Amazon and the movie Blink Twice. Jesse Metcalf was the gardener John Rowland who had the affair with Gabrielle. After the show, he starred in the Dallas reboot and became a Hallmark movie regular. He's appeared in tons of Christmas movies and Martha's Vineyard Mysteries. Andrea Bowen played Julie Mayer, Susan's daughter. She's continued acting but mostly stepped back from the spotlight after the show ended. Sean Pyfrom played Bree's son, Andrew. He came out as gay in 2012 and has since worked on smaller projects and focused on personal life. Joy Lauren played Danielle, Bree's daughter. She's mostly left acting behind. Katherine Joosten played Karen McCluskey and won 2 Emmys for the role. She passed away in 2012 shortly after the show ended. She was beloved by the cast. Alfred Woodard, Swoosie Kurtz, Dixie Carter, and Dana Delaney all had major recurring arcs. Each brought serious acting credibility to the show during their runs. There's never been a full Desperate Housewives reunion special, and based on reports of tension between some cast members, there probably never will be. Teri Hatcher and the other 3 main housewives reportedly didn't get along during filming, and those tensions haven't really healed. But the show's legacy is undeniable. It ran for 8 seasons, won multiple Emmys and Golden Globes, and consistently dominated Sunday night ratings. You can stream the entire series now, and a whole new generation is discovering it. That's why actors like James Denton are being recognized by college kids who weren't even born when the show premiered. Desperate Housewives proved that female-driven ensemble casts could carry a network. Shows like Big Little Lies and Dead to Me owe something to what Desperate Housewives proved was possible. It paved the way for more complex, messy, funny female characters on TV. Here's something wild. Mark Cherry, the creator of Desperate Housewives, hasn't had another hit since the show ended. He created a show called Devious Maids that ran for a few seasons, but nothing has come close to recapturing that magic. Meanwhile, the actors he worked with have gone on to reshape their careers in completely unexpected ways. Eva built a media empire in Spain. Marcia became a health policy advocate. Felicity rebuilt her life after prison. Teri found a sustainable path mixing genres. The show ended over a decade ago, but the real story of what happened to these actors is just as dramatic, surprising, and inspiring as anything that happened on Wisteria Lane. They didn't just survive the end of the show, they redefined what comes next. The women of Wisteria Lane transformed their TV fame into real-world power in ways nobody expected. From Capitol Hill to international business empires to personal comebacks that required serious courage. 20 years after Desperate Housewives premiered, the cast proved that the end of a show doesn't have to be the end of the story. Sometimes it's just the beginning of something even bigger. If you want to see more celebrity transformations, then subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.